Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think should be the punishment for a mentally ill individual who commits a crime as heinous as murder? Now that's a thought-provoking question, and it is the question that is going to delineate the topic for today. Welcome you all again to Edzorb SoulSpeak's very own Forensic 101, the channel where the dead do the talking and the toxins keep on walking. We will be continuing with responsibility and mentally ill. So today we're going to be focusing on criminal responsibility. Now, the Indian law assumes that an individual is innocent unless proven guilty. And every individual who is convicted of a crime is actually responsible for it. But this particular status does not hold true when we are considering individuals with mental unsoundness or mental illness. In case of an individual who is mentally unsound and has committed a crime, Indian Penal Code's Section 84 comes into play, which states, and I quote, "Nothing is an offence which is done by a person who at the time of doing it, by reason of unsoundness of mind, is incapable of knowing the nature of the act, or what he is doing is either wrong or contrary to the law." Section 84 of the IPC has been derived from an old British law which was called as the McNaughton Rule. Now, McNaughton's Rule was named after an individual, Mr. Daniel McNaughton, who was a paranoid schizophrenic under the delusion that the Prime Minister of Britain was attempting a conspiracy to cause him harm. Now, because of those delusions, he decided he's going to retaliate and attempted to assassinate the British PM. The assassination was unsuccessful and Mr. Daniel McNaughton ended up killing the private secretary of the British PM. He was promptly arrested and put to trial. In the trial, it was found that he is suffering from a mental disorder and he was not punished for the crime. Instead, he was sent to a mental asylum. This caused a lot of ruckus with the general British population, which led the then ruler of Britain, Queen Victoria, to convene a group of judges as well as the House of Lords and try and formulate a set of guidelines or rules, so to speak, which can be implemented whenever a mentally ill individual commits a crime. These rules were later formulated and given the infamous name of McNaughton's Rule. Following this, in the early and later stages of the 20th century, various other rules also came into being which were just an extension of the older McNaughton's Rule. Now, these rules included the 1954 law known as the Durham's Rule and the 1964 law known as the Curran's Rule. In summary, as far as Indian law is concerned and Section 84 of the IPC is concerned, any individual with mental unsoundness cannot be held guilty of a crime provided the individual was not aware of his particular action or omission and that the individual was not in a state to differentiate between right and wrong. Now, I hope you guys got a brief overview of the criminal responsibility of the mentally ill. Keep those reviews and comments coming. This is Dr. Som signing out from Forensic 101. Ciao.